Hey Jamie, you want to hear something awesome? Fossils are super cool bones that come from dinosaurs that scientists found buried in the ground. And
Whoa. Fossils are cool, but I'm starving. I think I'm going to turn into a fossil myself.
Hey guys, want to come do some fossils with us?
I can't. I'm too hungry.
Wow, looks like you haven't had enough dairy recently. Whoa, it looks like you're withering away.
Everyone, come quick. I just found something, and it's really cold.
Whoa!
Guys, fossils aren't usually frozen dairy products. Wait a minute, this isn't a fossil.
They didn't discover a fossil! They discovered something even better!
Dino dairy!
Packed with protein, vitamin B, and D. This delicious ice cream makes your bones stronger. It's nutritious, delicious, and totally dynamite. This was the best fossil hunt ever. Find Dino Dairy at a local grocery store today.
And elementary students get 15% off every gallon.
Dino Dairy! It's dynamite!
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Rottinghaus Holstein Farm Virtual Live Chat. I am Brittany with Discover Dairy, and today we are going to have so much fun. We've got Farmer Stacy on standby. We've got those questions rolling in. Thank you so much. And we've got three of the cutest calves on the planet, Atlee, Carrie, and Roxanne, ready for their close-up with you. This event is part of the Adopt a Cow program, where more than 48,000 teachers and 2.1 million students joined this year, all for free, thanks to our incredible supporters at Midwest Dairy Association and the Dairy Excellence Foundation. And I know many of you are already really excited for next year. So go ahead and mark your calendars because enrollment opens on May 1st. You can go to discoverdairy.com/adopt. And at that time, the enrollment will open up and you can get ready for the next school year. And because this is live, we want to hear from all of you. Go ahead and drop your questions. Tell us where you're joining us from. Let's go ahead and fill that chat with all kinds of energy. So speaking of that chat, let's see who is joining us today. So we've got some folks, wow, right off the bat asking a ton of questions. Thanks for joining us. But one of the first ones here today was Stockdale Elementary here for Carrie. So hello, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us from Stockdale Elementary. We have Sheridan Elementary School Preschool who's here for Roxanne. Hello, good afternoon, all. Let's see, we've got some third graders in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Let's jump down the list a little bit further here. We have Miss McCallum's class from Oklahoma tuning in for Roxanne. So hello. Thank you so much for joining. And one or two more down further here, we've got about Miss Daly's class in Topeka is here to see Roxanne too. Roxanne is very popular today. Hello all, thanks for joining us. And we have Mrs. Rodriguez's class who is here to see Atlee. Woohoo! We are excited to see Atlee too. So thank you all for joining us today. We are thrilled to have you. And without further ado, I am so excited to introduce you to Farmer Stacy. Hey Farmer Stacy, how are you doing today?
Hello, Brittany, and hi, everybody who came to join us today. Thank you so much for taking your time to come see Roxanne, Carrie, and Atlee again.
Oh my goodness. Oh, we're so excited to be here with you today. And look at them just hanging out behind you. I cannot believe how big they've gotten. We'll get to them in just a second. Before we do that, Farmer Stacy, can you tell us a little bit about you, your role on the farm, and just a background on who Rottinghaus Holsteins is?
Yes, that would be great. So our farm, Rottinghaus Holstein Farm, was started in 1933 with just 5 cows that they milked by hand. Now we are milking almost 500 cows. And if you have watched our tour video, we have made some updates since then. And in this last 2 years ago, we have now added 4 more robots, and we are milking with 8 robotic milkers now. We're completely
Wow.
robotic, so that's super exciting. And one day these girls will grow up and join that herd. My job on the farm, I do a little bit of anything and everything. I take care of baby calves some days. I feed our cows early in the morning at 4 o'clock, about 3 days a week. I also just help take care of the general management of what goes where and who does what. And so I am always running around busy doing something different, which is awesome because I know I am doing my best job to make sure our cows are being well taken care of. And I never have a boring day. It's
That's
always something different.
right. Yeah, it sounds like it. My goodness, always doing something different. Now, I'm curious with robots, does that mean that just makes your job so much easier and you never have to look at a cow ever again? What
We
does a robot help you with?
definitely have to look at the cows. But it's great because right now, while I'm standing here talking to you, showing you these calves, I am actually milking cows. So our
Wow.
robotic milkers, cows get to choose when they want to come in and be milked. And cows will choose anywhere between 2, 3, or 4 times a day to walk into the robot and be milked
Wow.
all by themselves. Now, that being said, those robots also collect so much data on our cows. They keep track of the cow's temperature, their activity level. They keep track of how their milk is doing, if they're getting sick. And so all of that data is sent straight to a computer that we can access at the farm or on our phones. And we're able to check in on our cows any time of the day. And
Wow.
so that is one really great way that we are able to take extra care of all of our cows. And it doesn't take as many people to take care of all 500 of our cows.
Sure.
So it's a really cool technology that we're so happy to be able to use.
Wow. Thanks for that. We get to hang out with you for today for a little bit. So that was awesome. So, Farmer Stacy, we have absolutely loved getting to learn more from you and learn about your farm. But of course, our cute calves have been the highlight of the year. So, we'd love to get an update on how they're doing. They look like they've gotten so big. So, do you mind giving us an update, reminding us which one is which?
Yes, so they have gotten so big. They are now 7 months old. Let's start with Atlee here, 7262. So Atlee is now about 42 inches tall. She has grown so much since she has started,
Wow.
since she was born, since she was born in September. And you can see they're all chowing down on some grain right now. And Atlee is almost 500 pounds now, I do believe. So
Oh
she
my
is
goodness.
right around 480 pounds to 500 pounds. I didn't get a chance to weigh her recently, but that is about how big she is.
Wow.
And so then we have Carrie in the middle. Carrie, as you notice, she's just a hair shorter than both Roxanne and Atlee. So she is only about 41 inches tall. And now that we're getting to talk about her, she's walking away from us. Um, but notice she is definitely stouter than Atlee. And so she is also right up to 500 pounds as well. She's
Gotcha.
not as tall, but she's got the muscle. Then we have Roxanne here, who is also 42 inches tall. She's right on step with Atlee
Oh,
there, but she is definitely pushing 500 pounds, no doubt
wow.
about it. So they're all growing so big. And for reference, if my cameraman Ron here wants to show back behind my
Oh,
calves,
yeah, absolutely.
so they're hanging out in a barn right now where these calves right behind them are just over 2 months old. They're probably really close to 3 months old now. So that's the difference between a 3 month old calf and between our 7 month old adopt a calves. So you can
Wow.
see that change in just those few months. So it's really awesome to see how fast they grow. And when you think about it, they have to grow fast because they're going to have their first baby when they're 2 years old. And so they are definitely different than humans in that regard.
Yeah. Wow. So you that's a great point that you just made that 2 years old to have their first calf. So does that mean that's when they start producing milk too at the same time?
Yes, so our cows have to have that calf before they start producing milk, and that is just because milk is a product for the baby calves, which is great. But here's the thing that's so awesome about our dairy cows. So our baby calves, they will drink at their peak 2.5 gallons of milk a day, which is a lot for us. Like, there's no way I'm drinking 2.5 gallons a day. But
Yeah.
anyway, so if our baby calves are drinking that much, that seems like a lot of milk. But our cows are giving anywhere from 6 to 9 gallons of milk a day. So there is all
Wow.
that extra left over. So there's plenty for us to ship to the store for everybody else to enjoy because our calves would not drink it all.
Right. That's a lot. That's a lot to consume. So thank you, cows, for producing so much milk so we can enjoy all those goodies. That sounds absolutely delicious. And I just can't believe how much they've grown. Look at them just hanging out there. So what are they eating right now, Farmer Stacy? They're chowing down on
So
something here.
So right now they're chowing down on their calf grain. This isn't their typical ration for the day, but so that way they would stand here and act all pretty for you guys to see them. They got a little treat.
I
It's
love that.
a little bit sweeter than what they're used to. But this is the grain that they would have ate when they were on milk. To these calves behind them that are 3 months old, they would also be eating grain at that point. Typically
Gotcha.
nowadays they do eat a bigger mixture of, it's called a total mixed ration. It's going to have the um, corn silage in it, hay, alfalfa hay, and then some other grains mixed in as well. It'll be
Yeah.
not. This is a little more like a cookie for them to eat at this point. So they would have a little bit more of a salad in their regular diet today.
Gotcha. Okay. So it sounds like you guys, I mean, obviously making sure they have a really well balanced diet. Maybe just get a little extra treat today, but it sounds like it's pretty rationed and pretty specific every year.
Yes.
You
Yep.
guys work with someone specifically, right?
Yes, we work with our dairy nutritionist, and he is able to sample all of the feed that we have grown and harvested ourselves.
Wow.
And they then balance out the nutrients in that uh, hay and corn silage with other types of ground corn and soybean meal and cottonseed to make sure that the amounts of protein and carbohydrates and all those other little minerals are just right for the cows at each stage of their
Wow.
growth. So from calf to full grown milk producing cow.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible. I love that. I love that you guys, it's right, it's not just all about you as a farmer, but it's about you as a farmer and your veterinarian and your nutritionist and all kinds of people that come together to make sure just so Atlee and Carrie and Roxanne have a happy, healthy life. I mean, they have a lot of people watching out for them. That's awesome.
And they have
Very
all of you guys watching out for them too.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely. So, Farmer Stacy, we have a lot of amazing questions coming in. We'll try to get through as many as we can. Thank you all for just having so much energy in this chat today. This is exciting. We're going to try and keep up with some of these here. Let's see. You mentioned a little bit of technology on your farm, but someone is just asking specifically, like, how has modern technology just changed how you've been able to care for a cow? Right? We talked about robots specifically, but are there other things on the farm that has just changed that for you?
So, our modern technology has done so many things, even from when I was little, but especially from when my grandpa, like, he went from milking, he is still on the farm every day or almost every day, and he has gone from milking cows by hand to milking them with robots. But so,
Wow.
one way technology has really changed how we are able to take care of our cows is it gives us that step ahead, especially when it comes towards treating illness in cows. So cows can't tell us when something's hurting. And while that's really sad, the way we notice that is if they stop eating, if their milk production goes down, and if their temperature rises. And so all of our technology that we have with our cows nowadays actually helps us detect that earlier. It
Wow.
used to be you would have to milk the cow in the barn and you'd have to watch the weigh jar, and you would have to be the person that knew, oh, well, yesterday she made this much, where today she's only making that much. So something's wrong, something's gone down. And that had to be a human noticing that, where nowadays our robots keep track of that. And so
Wow.
they will ping an alert to our phone or to that computer. So that way we don't miss that. Because when we had other people milking our cows, maybe they were on the shift the day before, maybe they hadn't milked that cow in a week. And so it's just so much more consistent, and we're able
Right.
to find that quickly.
Yeah, oh, I love that. Technology has really shifted everything of how you care for cows. And I thought this one fit well with technology or just the change in barn styles and everything, right? So we've got a question: does the farm get a lot of snow? Is there a lot of heat? Like, how do you help maintain a health, a happy environment for these cows when it's really hot and really cold?
Here in Kansas, our weather is all over the board. One winter, so winter of 2024, we had 17 inches of snow in one day. This winter, we maybe had 3 inches one time, and that was it. So we could be
Wow.
all over the board with snow. Usually, we get at least one good chance for the kids to go sledding, and if we're lucky, we get more. So that is why our barn design is so important to help keep our cows warm in the winter, but then we have to keep them cool in the summer because we will hit over 100s for a week or two at a time in late July to early August. So
Yeah.
our barns transition so quickly from cold weather to warm weather. And right now we're right in the middle
Sure.
of that. So we have curtains that go up and we close all our doors, and the cow's body heat of 101 degrees actually helps heat the barn itself. And so just keeping those winds from coming in really keeps the cows comfortable in the winter. In the summer, we open all the doors, open all the curtains. The cows get big giant fans blowing on them and sprinklers. Who doesn't like running through a sprinkler?
Man, I love a sprinkler. That's awesome. They get sprinklers too? That's cool.
Yep.
I love that. So very cool. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Just because, right? It's not like they can walk in a house and like
Nope,
put some
they don't get
AC
air
on them.
conditioning. That takes a little too much electricity.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Very neat. Very neat. We had a good question there. It could be for any one of them, right? Do they have a
Mhm.
best friend or a bestie that they like to play with or maybe hang out with? What does that look like? Do you notice that they
So
pal off?
Um, well, these three are lucky in that they have got that extra special treatment, have got to be able to be with each other all the time. So they're pretty decent friends right now. Cows in general, there will be some cows that like to hang out next to each other in the pen a little more often. And then there's other cows that they might kind of try to avoid because one of them might be a little bit more of a bully than the other one. Cows definitely have a different dynamic in that regards. But it is really cool when you walk into one of our pens. We have some jerseys, some of those brown cows, not very many. So when we have a pen of like four of them, those four are typically somewhere near each other. So I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool. So they, whoever they grow up with, they tend to pal off with. And how do you know, right? We mentioned the word play, but how do you know when an animal is happy or sad or not feeling well? How do you as a farmer recognize that and maybe take care of that when needed?
So their feelings, like the happy and the sad, really goes along with what are they doing? What's their behavior like? So right now, these girls are all chowing down, and I could say are very, very happy. Atlee was just scratching her nose there on the feed bunk a little bit. Oh, she's doing it again. So these girls are happy. They're up. They're eating. If they were feeling sad or sick, they'd be laying down off by themselves. We can see if a cow is being bullied by somebody in her pen. Maybe somebody's pushing her away from the feed bunk more often. Her milk production will drop or her weight will drop, and she'll just start looking skinnier. And we'll know we either need to move her to a different location so she could thrive and be healthy and happy, or we have to get out the bully that's pushing her
Right.
around. So,
Yeah.
and that is one reason that we group our cows the way we do. So
Sure.
Atlee, Roxanne, and Carrie here are always going to be hanging out together in their pens until they reach the milk barn, and then they'll be sorted a little more by size. So all of our baby cows stay together, all of our teenage cows stay together, and all of our milk cows stay together. And that's just because we want them to be safe. I often
Sure.
think of it as like you wouldn't let a second grader go play tackle football with a high schooler.
Right.
And so we keep them grouped by size just for their own safety because cows do push each other around at times.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And so it's nice to see that, right? They're hanging out with their friends of their own size and we'll grow together with them throughout the years. Very cool. We've had this question come up a couple of times, and I found one here again. So we've got some folks who are just curious: how many cows do you have on the farm, like total, and how many
Hmm.
are adopted calves living with at this time?
So right now, so I told you we're milking right close to 500. So we have almost 500 in our milking barn, plus the few that are dry. So we'll say we have right around 500 milking cows. Then those cows each have to have a baby about every year to year and a half to continue having milk.
Okay.
Then those babies take 2 years to grow up before they start giving milk. Now,
Hmm.
the one thing we could subtract from that is our bull calves. So we raise all of our bull calves until they are about um, 8, 9 months old, and then most of them will be sold to the beef market to a different farm to raise for beef. So there is a little disparity in there just because we do sell the bull cows before they turn a year old so they could grow somewhere else. We just don't have the room for it. But I
Yeah.
would say between our milk cows and all of our calves, we are probably getting close to around 1,200 cows on our farm. Now,
Wow.
that means Roxanne and Carrie here, they don't get and Atlee, they don't hang out with 1,200 cows all day long. They're in a pen with about 25 calves.
Wow. So 25 kept. That seems a little bit more. That's like kind of jumping from
It's like a
kindergarten to college right away,
classroom.
right? Like I feel like
Yes.
it would be go hang out in a lecture. Yeah, they're hanging out in their classroom with a bunch of their friends right now. That's awesome. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that and for explaining that to them. All right, let's see. Looking for some questions. All right, so we went over what they're eating, but we're curious, how much do they eat every
How
day? Any
much do
idea?
they eat every day? So I'm much better at this in their full grown stage because their full grown stage, I'm constantly mixing up their feed for them. And my dad feeds these guys, so I don't pay as much attention to these. But a full grown cow, let's start with them.
Hmm.
They are going to eat almost 100 pounds of food a day. Now,
Wow.
that 100 pounds of food also includes a lot of water. So the way we measure it in the way we measure and ration and nutritionize it is we call
Hmm.
it dry matter. So if we were to take all the water out of a cow's diet, they would eat 50 pounds of food a day.
Hmm.
And then they add about 50 pounds of water to that, which is
Interesting.
awesome because milk is actually 87% water. So if a cow is making 6 to 9 gallons of milk a day, she needs a
Yeah.
lot of water.
Right.
So, so these cows right here, Atlee, Roxanne, and Carrie, they are not going to be eating
No.
50 to 100 pounds of milk of food a day. They are probably much closer to 20 to 30
Okay, that makes
pounds of
sense.
feed a day.
Sure. Well, they're a third of the size at this point, so that makes sense that they're going to be eating a
Yep.
significant less amount of food. Awesome. We have a couple of questions that came in on this one, but we'll focus on maybe one of them. So we're curious, like, what do they do all day, right?
What
Like,
do they
do
do all
they?
day?
Yeah. What does their day look like?
I wish I was a cow, let me tell you that much. Because these cows live the life. They have their meals prepared for them. So they always have food in front of them throughout the day and they can eat whenever they want. And then cows will actually only sleep for 4 hours a day, but they lay down and chill for 14 hours a day. So can you
Oh
imagine
my
just
gosh.
chilling on your couch for 14 hours a day? Like, that
My
would be the
watch would be
life,
yelling
right?
at me to get up, Brittany. Like,
So, which is really great for cows though, because right now these girls have a lot of growing to do and they grow very quickly. So they
yeah.
have to rest that much. So their body uses all that energy that they're eating to grow. And then once they are milking, they're going to use all that energy to make the milk. So they have to rest that much a day. And then the rest of those hours are spent eating, hanging out, um, just chilling.
Yeah. Wow. That is the life of a cow right there. I'll take that any day. Maybe you should, try trading jobs with them for a day and
I
see how it
don't think
goes.
they're gonna cook me any food.
Oh, bummer. Oh man. Let's see. We had a couple people curious about maybe taking this question two ways. One, which one is oldest between the three of them? And then two, do you know who the oldest cow is like on the farm currently?
Okay, so right now, the really awesome thing about our system on this farm is I cannot tell you their birthdays off the top of my head at the moment. I know it's September, but actually, day, I can't tell you. But I can tell you that Roxanne out of these three is the oldest. And the way I know that is I look at their ear tag numbers. So all of our cows have their own unique ear tag number. And numbers go increase in order as our calves are born. So Roxanne is 7259, which comes before 7262 and 7264. And so in that regards too, I can also tell you that there were some calves born in between Roxanne, Atlee, and
Ah.
Carrie, but they didn't get adopted because I thought these calves were cooler. So they were just the ones I picked.
We
I
think they're pretty cute too, so that's
and
awesome.
so then when I go to our milking herd, I get to think back to, oh goodness, what is the biggest number, or the actually it would be what is the smallest number we have on our farm? And off the top of my head, I know we have a cow number 5008. And
Wow.
so she is well over, she's probably right around 8 to 9 years old right now.
Oh my goodness. Wow. And I
So,
think if I stand corrected, one cow year is about like 10 human years,
I
right?
mean, that
It's
would make
give or
sense
take.
if they're having babies by the time they're two.
Time- Yeah, yeah. So yeah, she's like 90 years old. That's a good lady hanging out on your farm.
Yep, she
She's
does
doing
great.
awesome.
And we
Oh,
also have a 5031. So cows
wow.
do live quite a while.
Yeah,
It's not like
yeah.
they're unique.
Yeah, wow, that's incredible. One more question from the audience here. We're gonna take. I just thought it was cute. Do cows have a bedtime? Do we tell them when to go to sleep, or what does that look like?
Well, so cows don't have a technical bedtime. They do calm down a lot more once it starts getting dark outside, but
Mhm.
cows can see in the dark. So our
Ooh.
robots are milking cows all night long. So just because it's dark out doesn't mean our cows are asleep. They get to kind of hang out a little more unsupervised, so they're pretty chill and they got their food in front of them, but there's no
Yeah,
tractors driving through their barn or people walking through
yeah,
checking on them. So they're a lot more chill for that reason, but they
yeah.
actually don't have to sleep when it's dark out, and they will get up and go milk themselves at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm really glad that I'm not up
Right.
milking them at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I don't blame you one bit, Farmer Stacy. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for answering all of our questions. You all did an amazing job. There are quite literally hundreds more questions in the chat, Farmer Stacy, that if you ever wanted to go check them out, you'd be welcome to. Thank you all for asking such great questions. We do want to wrap up with one more, and a couple people were asking questions around this. So I'm curious. What's your favorite part of being a farmer? What's your why? You talked about it a little bit in the beginning, but why do you get up and do the grind every single day? What's your why behind it all?
Oh goodness, I think my why for this question gets bigger and bigger every year because I love what I do so much. First off, I love these animals. I love these cows. I love knowing that the care that I give them helps them thrive every day. And in that regards, it's not just the care that I give them, it's the care that our whole team gives them. And that's also working with my parents and my family. So I get to see people I love every day and we get to care for animals we love together every day. And
Yeah,
then they also create this really nutritious product that we get to share with the world.
heck
And
yeah,
so I love that we have milk to be able to send out to grocery stores and other people can purchase that and they can be healthy and drink it. And I think it's a great part of our diet. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
just one big circle that I love what I do.
yeah. You get to be part of it, right? It's agreed. Thank you so much, Farmer Stacy, for just sharing your knowledge, your wisdom, all about the dairy industry, dedicating yourself to the industry, and like you said, providing that healthy, wholesome product for all of us to enjoy. Might not survive without ice cream and milk. So
I say, and there's
I
so many things you could make out of milk,
right? Yeah,
and they're all
exactly.
delicious.
Oh, So good. I like have cheese waiting in the fridge for me to like snack on later, right? Like it's just it is a staple, it's a comfort food and it's healthy for you above all else and it's just it's accessible and relatively inexpensive for the quality you're getting out of it. So thank you just so much for putting that amazing product on the market for everyone to enjoy. Today has just been an amazing visit. So thank you, huge thank you to you, Farmer Stacy, for opening up your barn doors and letting us meet Atlee and Carrie and Roxanne up close. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with everyone before we tune off today?
I would just like to thank everybody that has been a part of this program. I have loved every single email, chat, letter that I have received. If I have not gotten back to you personally, I am terribly sorry. There are so many of you in this program that love these girls so much, but just know that your message has been received and it's loved. So
Yeah.
thank you guys all for sharing these wonderful cows with all of your classes.
Yeah, I'll echo what you said. Thank you to all the classes, to the teachers, to the students for joining us today, for just loving these girls, for asking great questions, and for bringing so much excitement to today's chat. We really hope you had fun learning about life on a dairy farm and what it's like for a calf to grow up on a farm like Rottinghaus Holsteins. If you love this experience, we'd love for you to join it again next year. You mark your calendars. Adoptical enrollment opens on May 1st. You go to discoverdairy.com/adopt. And we'd really love to have you back again next year. So from Discovered Area and Rottinghaus Holsteins, thank you for spending the afternoon with us. We hope you have a wonderful day. Keep learning, keep exploring, and we hope to see you again soon.